How you doing, YouTube family? This is yours truly, Kofi Baraka, and right now you're entering the Kofi Baraka'sWorld. We're on episode 9, and it's entitled Chosen Ones. It's a doggy dog world. Chosen Ones, it's a doggy dog world. So as always, we're going to give the Most High praise. We're going to start with a prayer. So naturally, close your eyes and open up those ears. God, thank you for this time. Thank you for all the blessings you have given us. Thank you for just getting us closer to the Lion's Portal. Also, thank you, God, for just keeping us spiritually grounded. We love you with everything we do, all our hearts and might. We love you with all our hearts and might. Amen Ra, Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So today we're talking about the relationship between white people and dogs. I remember working at my job. I did customer service. So in some cases, we'll have people come in, customers as well as people that work there, with their dogs. And the white people would just run to the dogs, kiss them in the mouth, treat them better than they treated us. So I knew it was some type of connection, and I wanted to dive deep, you know what I mean? But I was in slavery, so I really couldn't dive as deep as I wanted. But now I'm in the 15-foot motherfucker, you know what I mean? So usually when you see a white person with a dog, the bigger the dog usually means the more afraid the owners are of blacks. Also, racism is incredibly high within that person. So it's kind of like the same difference. Like if they live in a black city, they might have a big dog, 2 dogs, and naturally they're not using it as pets. They're using it as almost weaponry. Within this country, within the last 20 years, statistically, you have 7,000 dog parks in the U.S., but no black parks or African descent parks, so no parks for people that look like us. And usually if we get a park, it's like secondary. It's like if the park had too many niggas on a Sunday, then Monday is our park. Or if the park is old, then they give us the park. You know what I mean? But let me give you some history. And of course, if you see me doing this, I'm just wiping off my sweat. This light is crazy. I feel like I'm going to heaven. Let me see. All right, cool. Got some good cranberry juice. All right, so there is archaeological proof that dogs were the first animals domesticated by Caucasians more than 30,000 years ago. Now, we lived for trillions of years, so that's not really that long ago. When you think of dogs, I usually call them bitch-ass wolves because they were in the wolf pack, but they were like the weakest. That's why they were able to be domesticated. Naturally, the outcasts, they would only hunt small animals, and naturally they protected the white man or white people from rabies. Ancient blacks had dogs and actually provided dogs to the white man because he wouldn't leave the cave area. At some time, some whites didn't even advance for hunting. They would maybe leave 40, 30 feet away from the cave opening. So they only ate what came across there. A rabbit here, bugs there, anything that was small that came across there and they could catch easily. But dogs in African history is kind of different. Now, Africans use dogs for royal decor and status. Numerous times, dogs were stuffed and buried with the kings and queens for the spiritual realm and the afterlife. Nothing more, nothing less. Maybe down the line, in the future, like in like the modern day, they were like backyard protection, the same moving to white neighborhoods, so you needed that alertness. Also, during the sharecropping days, you had the black dogs, or you had the dogs to alert the black family just in case KKK was coming in, just in case other people was intruding on their land, or a fox or something trying to eat their chicken. So survival. But they still had the role for the dog, and the dog knew the role of the black people. And it's been rumored, but they said basically, I heard this from an old black man before. He said the dogs actually help white people walk upright, because for the longest, having a dog to protect them, they were able to sleep. So being able to sleep, they were able to level their bodies, because beforehand, being in the cave and maybe being 4 feet and the cave being 3.5 feet, they were always cranked up, and they was always looking for protection in terms of both ends of the cave to make sure something wasn't coming in the cave and something within the cave wasn't coming towards them. All right. Okay, we're doing pretty good. So now we're going to talk about tactics against the plight of the black woman and man in terms of dogs and through history. So during slavery time, if a black man or black woman was running away from their slave master, they were asked to cook to make them hush puppies. That's why it's called hush puppies. Basically, this was like dog treats, and this would give the dog the itis and naturally make the dog fall asleep and kind of lose the sense of smell. So the bondsman, because I don't like saying slaves, the bondsman would have a pack of maybe 12, 13 hush puppies and drop them in certain locations, so that take the cops or the overseers, the past cops, the overseers, they would take their power away, because they depended on the dogs to use the scent that they had for the bondsman or bondswoman. And that's why it was called hush puppies to this day. During Reconstruction, dogs were used to chase black folks in the woods in terms of after get-togethers, after church get-togethers and parties and things of that sort. During the Civil Rights Movement, dogs attacked basically the Civil Rights marchers. I'm talking about, teens, women, kids, etc., and how they're almost being used today. They were used as a vicious weapon. All right. So now, modern day, we got canine dogs, and they were used. We got footage. They were used during the LA riots. When cops didn't want to go into certain buildings, they would have the canines go in. And this is like right after Rodney and his situation. And even today, present day, modern day, police dogs are used in terms of sniffing for drugs, to still hunt African descent people presently, also used for COVID. And now for the future, I think it might be like robotic dogs. So we shall see. My solution? Brothers and sisters, we gotta start carrying mace. And if they're using the dogs as vicious weapons in terms of white supremacy, we have to use the mace to protect ourselves. And you gotta spray that motherfucker in his face and his partner face too. I don't like saying master, that's still slavery. And we have to start, having our own dogs in terms of Rockwilders, Pit Bulls, Dobermans, and some big motherfuckers, you know what I mean? St. Bernards, whatever, you know what I mean? St. Bernard Kings, whatever. We had to have some big motherfuckers, you know what I mean, to have with us. If they're gonna walk their dogs, we'll walk our dogs too. And like I said before, if a person of African descent is being threatened by a dog and have a white person holding the leash, then we have all the right to spray the shit out of those motherfuckers, because that is a term of racism in terms of a strategy of racism to try to show dominance. We don't give a fuck, man. We fought struggle. What the fuck is Beethoven? We fought struggle. Get out of here, man. Basically, domestication just means little league white supremacy. Today, of course, I got a quote. This is my quote. This is something I wrote. And I said this. DOG might be your best friend, but our best friend is GOD. Something nice and simple. And of course, right now, we're about to end the episode. But like I always said before, you can like my videos, so you can get a flood of more of my videos and information. I'm trying to come out every day. Also, too, you can leave some good, wise, educational, decent comments. Also, if you want, you can share the video, you can download the video, and naturally subscribe to my channel, KofiBaraka'sWorld, etc., etc. To make it easy, only thing you gotta do is put Kofi Baraka in the search engine. And as always, thank you, Facebook family. Thank you, squad. Peace and joy, of course, to all my brothers and sisters, kings and queens. And naturally, ashe, ashe, ashe. Be cool, everyone. Peace.